I apologize for incomplete hairstyle, but it happens that I have time when I'm making myself ready to go out, and I think there are more important things than how my hair looks. So what I wanted to share with you today is that always have in mind that what's happening around you is just a scenario that is reflecting your thought patterns. So people, situations, places, they are all parts of your story. Do you like your story? Do you like your movie that's playing on now and you are observing it? If not, rewrite the script. You're the director. So it's like the best comparing that I use for myself in my day-to-day basis is that my thoughts are instruments of orchestra, and I'm the orchestra conductor, so I decide and I make moves which music they will play for such a long period of time as a result of my limited beliefs, mental blockages, as a result of generational trauma, of all kinds of core negative beliefs. My music wasn't even music. My movie wasn't even movie. It was complete mess. It was the worst of all horrors. So when I finally got courage to look myself in the eyes and to admit that for such a long period of time with people I was accepting unacceptable, and I was blaming them for what I was reaping. Change began to happen because I was no longer in a victim mode, and my ability to finally become aware of what's going on and to stop blaming others and to step out of that victim mood uh, gave me so much blessings and put me on this journey of self development, self discovery, and self improvement. So if you are someone who is still struggling with all kinds of things, the first step is first and foremost to accept the responsibility. And responsibility is your ability to respond to whatever is going on. So I know that sometimes it can feel like you're stuck. I was for so long, but as long as you're here, there is a place for improvement and there is place for inner work. So what separates the best from the rest is not how hard they work, how smart they are, or how beautiful they are. What separates the best from the rest is just mindset. So choose which music and which song your uh, orchestra is playing. You're the orchestra conductor. Uh, Whatever we learned and doesn't serve us, we can unlearn. How do you know your name? You know your name because your name was for such a long period of time when you were the most receptive on repetition. So as well as you can change your name and require from others to call you different, you can also change with repetition everything that you used to think, everything that you used to believe, everything that you used to feel, and you can switch it on something that is more pleasant for you. So the key is to, after releasing everything that's no longer serving to you, to start to rewire you and your thought patterns with constant repetition. Best time to do that is in the morning and before you go to bed. So you're not alone, and life will hug you as soon as you decide to step out of old patterns, and as soon as you realize that you are neither young too much or old too, or too old or too dumb or too weak, or you're not good enough or you're not smart enough, or all kinds that are I can't. So switch I can't to I can, and life will immediately hug you and embrace you. Everything is always working out for you. Even those hardest challenges that I experienced, like my sickness, like my two near death experiences, like physical abuse and many painful, really painful things, they I now see that. I couldn't see that when I was going through, but I now see that they were just stepping stones for me to become person who has a bulletproof mind. Yes, I still have to work on myself. The work on yourself never stops. Those who say that they found the truth are the ones that you should avoid at all cost, because as long as we are here, there is always a place for improvement and to work. And the higher the level, the bigger the devil, as people say. So as you evolve, the things you have to work on also evolve. So it's a never ending process, but it's interesting, it's creative, it's something that always wants from you to learn more, to adapt more, to seek more, to search more. And that's how I actually find my life purpose. My life purpose is that when I released my point of view, that why that was happening to me, am I such a bad person, what did I do wrong, and so on and so forth. Then I switched the story to that made me unstoppable, that made me completely I'm someone now who is not depending on good or bad opinions of others, because when I went through two near death experiences, and I went through physical abuse that wasn't once, twice, or it lasted for years. When I went to all kinds of challenges and struggles, why would I bother if, let's say, for example, someone leave a negative comment on here, or someone has bad opinion of me? Uh, that's so stupid and so funny. Previous version of me, and when I was younger, would be bothered, uh, and wouldn't be independent of good or bad opinions of others. But new version of me, me who went through all that darkness alone with my parents only, I literally have zero cares in the world now about opinions of others, about comments of others. I appreciate good ones, but I'm independent uh, for both sides, for good ones and the negative ones. Because if someone compliments me, that means that I should fly high. If someone says something negative, that should put me down. No, I'm grounded and firm and stable in my inner world. So what's happening around me is nothing. I observe it like a storm. I observe what's happening like clouds that are passing by. So I wish you all that freedom that I gained through my ability to be brave and to uh, don't give up when it was the most difficult, when it felt the most lonely, when I literally lost tears to cry. That came as a reward for me and for my heart and for my strength to get and break through to the other side. The other side is literally, as the saying goes, existence, consciousness, and bliss, because I now know, I have no doubts that through everything I learned how to put myself in a higher state of consciousness. Higher state of consciousness is when you simply realize that most of the thoughts are not even yours, that there is collective consciousness that wants you to keep you stuck, that wants you to keep you feeling weak, that wants to have control over your mind, that wants to put inside you scarcity mindset, lack mentality mindset, that wants you to be insecure, that wants you to be in imposter syndrome, that wants to embrace your insecurities, that wants you to have anxiety, depression, and we all know what are the stuff from collective consciousness. So if you want to put yourself in a higher state of consciousness, see your life as a radio frequency, and you are the one who is doing the tuning. So if your station now isn't something that feels comfortable and that's soothing for you, change it. Find something that feels natural, comfortable, and what's at ease with your personality. We're all different, and that's the beauty of this life. We all have different desires, we all have different goals, we all have simply such a beautiful core, and we're all geniuses. But when you're bombarded, when you're child and when you are most receptive, uh, it's hard to unlearn all that BS. But if you are willing to do it, and if you decide that what's enough is enough, and that you had um, story that wasn't story that you planned for yourself, it's never too late to start new chapters. That blessings and that feeling of that inner power is something that's priceless, something that you can't never buy, something that all material things and possessions and everything that people are seeking like crazy never, never, never can give you. People are spending money to buy things that people are spending money that they don't have, to buy things that they don't need, to impress the people that they don't love. And that's the short explanation of modern society. Like they pay tickets, high prices for tickets for, let's say, concerts, and then they spend a whole concert by recording with mobile phones, and they never rewatch what they recorded. It's so insane, it's so stupid, and it's always distracting you from the real treasure, from the real essence. And the real treasure and the real essence is always in the present moment. Your ability to be connected with the present moment, to be always someone who is observing what's happening between your ears, is something that if you don't decide to learn, no one can teach you, because most of the people are simply too busy in rat race, and many of them don't even have the desire to do the deeper inner work. I was one of them also, but as I mentioned before, I was literally pushed to this kind of exploration, and it turned out that that's kind of my purpose. As many say, uh, those who know must teach. So I am not life coach. I am not someone who has any need here, uh, uh, besides my will to if I can, with my story, help at least few people. So, because I know how lonely it can be and how painful it can be. And if I found something like this back then, that would mean a lot to me. There were a few people whom I respect and from whom I learned here, and I'm forever grateful, because there were moments when I would hear only few sentences from them that would literally save my life. Whatever is going on, know that someone went uh, through that path that you are going on now, that you are not alone in your journey, and that you are not alone in your struggles. We're just humans, and nobody should be ashamed of their vulnerability, and that's exactly what people are doing. People are ashamed of being vulnerable, but when you are vulnerable and you are able and brave to share that vulnerability with you, that's where you find peace and you are rewarded from life, literally, because you healing your wounds and being open about that can literally change someone's life. And we're on this together, and whenever you're in doubt what decision to make, always make decision from love. Whenever you are deciding whether to go to see a friend or a parent, always choose parent. There will be time for friends, but you must know what are your priorities, and to always come from a place of unconditional love, from knowing that the love is one of the most precious thing, and when you are sharing love, love is multiplying. Many people that I blessed with unconditional love didn't know to give it back, but I got it back million times multiplied from the other sides. So, whatever you give, especially love, is never lost because love will always find its way back to you in most beautiful ways. And in those moments, you realize that all the struggle and everything that you doubt about was never wrong, and that you are as you should be, always being of light, and darkness never beats darkness. Shine bright and always give your best to be someone who is enlightening simply by being present. Your presence is more powerful than you can imagine. You can enter in a full room of people who are on a lower vibrational frequencies, and you can with your life literally shine up on them and brighten whole room. Never dim your light. Hold on to your vision, hold on to your plans, hold on to your desires. As your desire is, so is your destiny.